I'd like to introduce to you this evening Mr. Joff Paradise. Please take it away, sir.
Well, hello and good evening, Nicole. It's great hearing your voice again. And you guys, I just appreciate your time. I want to say Happy New Year. This is our call for the first of the new year. We're kicking it off the right way. All of you that are on the call tonight, I want to say thank you, first of all, for being on the call, because the most valuable asset you have is your time. And so you know that once you've spent your time, you can't get it back. And so I want to make this as valuable of a call that I can possibly give you. A little bit background on myself. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I graduated Texas A&M with my master's in exercise physiology and kinesiology. Worked a couple of years as an intern for the Dallas Cowboys, and I owned my own clothing company. I sold a clothing company. It was called Paradise Swimwear. I closed that deal when I was in my early 20s to Venus Swimwear. I went from Venus Swimwear, I owned many businesses. Actually, I kind of retired a little bit. I finished my degree and just had a fun time with the dollars that I had made. And along the way, I got into of course, used my degree and got into working for and working with different health clubs and the organizations like Bally's, 24-Hour Fitness, Wade Wilson, who owns Family Fitness. And I helped them write manuals and did all kind of fun stuff with them and merges and a lot of cool stuff in the fitness industry. And I learned so much that I got tired of it and kind of burned out, and I wanted to retire, so I moved into the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands. St. Croix is the first place I moved to, and I saw a niche. I worked on a dive boat for a little while, had a blast, ended up meeting one of my best friends that we're still friends today, and opened up my first gym, my first gym in the Virgin Islands, let's put it that way. I had other health clubs, but this was the first one that I owned by myself with no other partners, and I opened it up in St. Croix. That grew to 10 health clubs, grew to 3 casinos, 2 restaurants, and a bar and a coffee shop. I had the first satellite company in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. We actually did satellite systems for all over the VI, and it was we had amazing opportunities. I got to meet some amazing people, even Sir Richard Branson himself. So it was a lot of fun. And then, fortunately, in the 2007, 2007, I was going through an ordeal with divorce and some other big D word there that nobody likes, I don't think, especially when you're writing $2.3 million checks and to exes and trying to battle over 6 kids and having a good time. So anyway, we ended up selling the gyms to a company called Rapid Fitness. The Rapid Fitness took over. It was a pretty neat deal that I got into because they were all public traded company, and the guy that worked for them told me about Bitcoin. He's an MIT grad and a real smart young man, and he told me about this stuff called Bitcoin and blockchain and was explaining how that stuff works. And then it wasn't even a recognized currency. It was $1.90 a coin. And I remember in 2010 when they actually made it a recognized currency, I believe it was 2010, and they jumped at $91 a coin, and I thought, I was like, wow, this is going to be something interesting. Then my life went along. I was still an entrepreneur, earning money and doing my own businesses, and several of them. And 2011, I was involved in a horrific accident. The results of that accident were I lost my left leg. I have a plate in my head, a rod, 18 screws, and 2 plates in my left leg, a complete right knee replacement, 44 surgeries on my neck and spine thus far, and I died twice, and I spent 91 days in a hospital, and I spent a year in a wheelchair and over a year in speech therapy where I could even say a complete sentence without stuttering. So now, fast forward to 2014, I was 310 pounds, had a 57-inch waist, and was on about 21 or a lot of medication, let's put it that way. I was diagnosed with all kinds of things, and since then, I've been able to become a naturopath and nutritionist, and understanding how, what causes and treating the cause instead of treating the symptom. And I've since lost 103 pounds, got on some really amazing natural products, and feel better. And my memory's coming back, and things are happening for me in my life, and I'm being able to bless others today that I haven't been able to do in a long time. And my life is coming back to full circle. I found a company that I had a few Bitcoins at that point in time, and Dover and I have been good friends. Dover Barga, which is our partner, and one of our partners, which is Pedro, and then there's Ricardo. So there's four of us. We have I guess you could say, the entire distributorship and for the world for what the company I'm about to talk to you about. We came together and had a meeting of the minds and saw the things that we didn't like and tried to make sure that we didn't put those in this company. And we wanted to make it a win-win company where everybody could win, and we wanted the main thing is to be able to feed and stamp out world hunger eventually around the world, and no kid should go hungry. But fast forward a little bit, let's go on into, since I've told you a little bit about who I am, and I really don't like talking about myself. I always tell people a lion doesn't have to tell you he's a lion. He can roar, and you'll know he is. But you need to know a little bit of background, I guess, about me, so if people have asked and I have to tell, so there you go. That gives you a little synopsis, not my entire detailed life, but that gives you a little overview. A little bit about Dover. If you go to his Facebook page, he has two of them. He has over 32,000 followers. He's worth millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Last time I checked, about $100 million net, if you want to put a number in somewhere. Great guy. Has a heart of gold. We are stable. We are real. So that gives you that. So let's go on to what we are doing. So with the idea of Bitcoin, we wanted to see how we could leverage our Bitcoin. Now, we realize that there are over 2,000 different cryptocurrencies, and we also realize that there are 740 some odd currencies that are today that are recognized as currency. The other ones are not yet. If you own those, have more power to you. Hopefully one day they'll be public, or they'll come open up and they'll be recognized, and you'll be a millionaire overnight. And that's a lot of people does. It's made a lot of people millionaires overnight. But we're not trying to get into the coin business. We've recognized that there's a niche and there's a need in the market, and we've brought that need to the surface. And we've done something really about it. And how we've done that is to be able to leverage your coins, and we've got the first license in the world that's ever been licensed to do what we're doing. Anyone else that says, well, they've had this or this person's had that, no, there's no one done this. So if anybody comes to you and says, oh, yeah, I've seen that done before, it's not this. We have the very first license. We're insured, and we have servers and banks of servers and rooms of people and people that are working for you behind the scenes that are doing amazing jobs, and I applaud them. One day I hope they'll come to one of our launch that we're having here in Vegas. I hope some of them will be here so we can introduce them, because they are some of the hardest working people I have ever seen in my life. They're constantly doing updates when we're asleep. They're doing the updates. We're trying not to do them while we're working, so they don't have to work. They work around us instead of we work around them. That right there to me shows you some amazing people. So how do we do it? Trade Coin Club is the first company licensed, as I said, that will actually be able to trade all the currency, but we trade on the top 10 for the day. So as those currencies change, so do we. But our license allows us to trade on the currencies that are involved, all of the ones that are recognized. We decide to trade on the top 10 for the day. You pay in Bitcoin. That's how you get in. We pay out in Bitcoin. That's how you get your money. Once you've set up your wallet, your profile, and you've set everything to where it's a go, then people that are on this call have actually gotten paid already. I want to stress to you that this is something that is a backdoor VIP access only at this time. If you're here and you're looking for something that needs some more for you, then it's not ready. It's not time for you. But if you're here as someone that's been invited, especially since you know someone that's on this call that has invited you, then that's the person that you need to get back to with any of the questions that you may have at the end of this call. You need to make sure that you ask that person for the VIP link to get you into the back office so you can look around. It doesn't cost you a penny to register. You're welcome to see and look around in there. But please let me explain, or let me emphasize that this is very important, that you cannot share your registration with anyone until you have actually bought a plan and enrolled into a plan and with our system. Once you've done that, then you're welcome to share to as many private individuals as you would like to. If you're on this call and you do not understand Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, you need to back up a few feet, get in and watch some videos and educate yourself on what cryptocurrency is and what it's about, and then you'll be able to make a more educated decision. Education is very important. I always say that, education will make you smart, but self-education will make you rich. So let's move on. To trade coin, besides designing such an amazing system, we have it where you can do it in a couple of different ways. Once you come on and you've registered and you get your email that's verifying that you've registered, then you go on the back office, then you might want to buy a plan. There are 3 plans. There's an apprentice, a trader, and a senior trader. We actually have a few spots left of founders. There's only 500 founders. That's it. We're not going to open it up to any more ever. If we go below 400, somehow 100 of them disappear, then we'll open it back up. But for right now, it's 500 founders, and that's the way we're going to leave it. 500 founders get to share and 2% of the profits of the company every quarter. So if any of you are number crunches, you'll understand that how important it is to be a founder and get to share in that 2%. I love it because it doesn't matter to me as a founder on whose team you're on, because I get 2% of everybody that's in the company. So that makes us a little bit more enthusiastic to help everyone instead of just the people that are on our team. So that's why I've stressed very importantly to most and all of our leaders that are on this call or that you have known or that are leaders in this company, they are all founders. And ask them. They'll tell you they are. What does it cost to be a founder? It's the same cost as it is to be a senior trader. It's 5 coins. 5 Bitcoins. That's right, just 5 little Bitcoins. And some of you, that might blow you out of the water because Bitcoin has gone since when we first started this, around the 17th. We got our license December 15th. We opened up the back office on about the 17th. Some people got in on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. They were very lucky because Bitcoin was around the $700 range. Today it's over $1,000. It's projected to go to $5,000 by the middle of the year and then over $10,000 or $10,000 or over by the end of year 2018. If you haven't watched the rise and rise of Bitcoin, which was done in 2012, you might want to take a peek. With that said, let's talk about the other levels. Now let's go back down to the apprentice level. If you want to start as an apprentice, you want to get in and just test the water, see what it's like, because, again, if you're not comfortable with doing this, then you don't want to do it. No one's holding a gun to your head. No one's telling that you've got to do this. This is the thing you've got to do, or else this is your choice. Make good, smart decisions, do your due diligence, and check it out. Once you've done so and you decide that, yes, I'm one of those guys that's going to jump in on this, then you can invest your 0.25 Bitcoin, and then you become a apprentice trader. Once you're one of our apprentice, once you get it to 0.99 Bitcoin, and you go right over, if you've rolled over your commissions or you've rolled over your trading and put it back into the exchange, and we're trading with that, and you all of a sudden you have 1 Bitcoin, it's going to automatically advance you to the trading level. If you come in with 1 Bitcoin, you are a trader. Once you're at the trade level, then you can go from that all the way to 4.99. And then after 4.99, as you know, as a senior trader and a founder, if you get in within hopefully the next few hours that you'll be able to do this. So I've explained those. There is a 0.05. That's what we charge for the robo for the system. It's a one-time charge per year. You pay the 0.05, so if you added the 0.05 to the apprentice level, that's 0.30. If you add it to the trader level, it's whatever after, it's 1 or 2, 3, or 4, 0.05. It's a 0.05, so it's 1.05. And then if you come in as a senior and founder, it's 5.05. I hope you're all with me so far. Someone has asked me, how long or what does it take and how much does it cost? What are the other fees? That's pretty simple. Folks, if you don't make money, we don't make money. Why should we charge you money? We don't like to see that you have to buy other stuff or products or things that we have. We don't have stuff like that you got to go and buy. We have a system that works really well. You pay your 0.05 to get in. You can be a passive investor and just let it roll on the trading. And the beautiful part about the trading is you have 3 different risk levels. We call those a stop loss in this business. If you're in forex or future trading, or if you've done any day trading, you understand that word stop loss. That's basically your risk level. It trades automatically for you. When it's trading automatically every single day, at the end of the day, it cashes out and puts it to your account. Whatever we've traded for the end of the day, it goes right to your account, and bingo. You can take it and do what you want with it. What does it cost? Well, if you've made more than 0.25, then we're going to charge 25% of every dollar that's made, for every Bitcoin that's made, every percentage. So if you say you make 10 Bitcoins, then out of the 10 you pay 25. So it's 25%. So basically you look at it, if you make 10,000, you pay 2,500, you get to keep 7,500. Not a bad trade. That's every quarter. Again, if you don't make any money, you don't get charged any money. What's your risk levels that I was just speaking about? When you go in and you put your stop loss, that's a risk level. Your risk is either low, medium, or high. If you come in at low, the worst you'll do, now catch this very closely, the worst that you will do is 0.0034%. If you come in at medium risk, the worst you'll do is 0.004%. And if you come in at high risk, the worst you'll do is 0.0045%. So if you figure that up, you're like, well, that's not very much on my coin. Well, let me ask you this. What were you making on your coin before? That's a good question. Well, I'm not making anything on my Bitcoin, except for it's just going up in value. Why not now use it as leverage? And that's what we're doing. We're leveraging your coin so we can trade with it, and we're going to pay you for it. Pretty beautiful system, if you ask me. So that's explained your different levels that you can come in at, your plans. I've explained some of the details. I hope that this has got your interest perked. If you haven't seen our video, it's only 2 minutes and 40 seconds long, the first one. Take a look at it. If you haven't seen the PDF and the pay plan, it's very, very nice. It's not, I don't consider it what people call MLMs. I don't consider it an MLM. I consider it a referral. That's what we call it, because we pay you referral commissions. We don't pay you, we pay you out in Bitcoin. So there's no 1099s or no way, nothing like that, because it's encrypted coin. And if you know about encrypted currency, this is not a tax lesson. I'm not going to get into all that. But you can talk to your people or your tax attorneys and see what beautiful things they have to deal with the taxing and, well, I should say no taxing of Bitcoin. So I hope I've explained everything that you need to hear today to get your interest piqued. I hope you will take the link and go into the VIP back office and check it out. Our website will be live in a few days, but if you go on it today, you're going to see our logo with some really cool graphics behind it. We are not live for a reason. We want our people to build our foundation. We want to get our structure right. We want to work out and make sure that's why this is it's like a pre-launch. Our actual pre-launch will happen at the end of this month, and our launch is scheduled for April, the end of April here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I hope to see you all here in Las Vegas on our launch at the end of January. We're bringing in the top 20 producers. We're going to let them play with the software on the manual side of trading so they can see how you use the trading level on a manual. If you're not a trader, then you won't be interested probably in the manual trading. It kind of piques my interest because I've done a little trading and I want to see it. It's not I got to see it. But for some people, it doesn't really matter. They just set it on auto and let it run. Once you've set your risk level, or your stop loss button, once you've set that, then you can just set it and let it go. You don't have to go back in every week. You don't have to do that. We've changed that. That was changed. So legally, after you've set it yourself, we don't touch it. We're not allowed to. It's your own separate account, just like if you were in a brokerage This is your own separate account. Everybody's accounts are individualized. So only you can get in and out of your account. There's security that's set forth so people can't get into your account. We have a major security. We have what, if you guys know any technical terms in SSL, that's huge to have. So that just gives you a little, for me, and for my Bitcoin, I want to make sure it's safe because I have never put all of my coins in one place. And so I want to make sure when I do something like that, that all of my investment is totally secure. And I hope, and I know that I hope you will feel the same as I feel once you've gotten into the system and understood it. So again, I would like to thank you for your time tonight, Nicole. You're awesome. You're so well spoken. You have to forgive me, folks. I have brain damage. I did suffer severe brain damage. I died for 3 minutes once, and I do have a plate in my head. So forgive me if I don't find the exact words that will help. But I hope I've explained it well enough. What am I in the company? I'm the head of the United States for our company. So that's what I do. I direct and head up the U.S. and Germany. And I'm from Germany, so that's why I do the Germany. Dover is Brazil, and so is Pedro, and Pedro's Colombia. And then we have Ricardo, who is Portugal. So I again, thank you for this call. Thanks for inviting me on the call. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Nicole, have a great evening. All of you have a wonderful and happy New Year. And it's back over to you, Nicole. Thank you.